Neil Armstrong was a quiet and curious child who loved airplanes. From a young age, his fascination with the sky was undeniable, a passion that would eventually shape the course of human history. This love for aviation wasn't just a fleeting childhood interest. It was a deep-seated calling. He was so dedicated to the craft of flying that he earned his pilot's license at the tender age of 16, before he was even legally permitted to drive a car. This early achievement was a clear indicator of his extraordinary focus and determination. His passion for flight was the guiding star of his early life, leading him down a path that few could ever dream of. It was this unwavering dedication that propelled him to become a naval aviator, flying combat missions during the Korean War. After his military service, his expertise and cool-headedness under pressure made him a natural fit for the role of a test pilot. He flew some of the most advanced and experimental aircraft of his time, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible in the atmosphere. This experience, flying high-risk, high-reward machines at the very edge of their capabilities, was the perfect training ground for his ultimate destiny. It was this background, a blend of childhood wonder, disciplined training, and the unparalleled skill, that led him to be selected as an astronaut for NASA. He joined the astronaut corps in 1962, becoming part of a select group of individuals who would carry the hopes of a nation on their shoulders. In the politically charged atmosphere of the 1960s, a new frontier was being contested not on Earth, but in the vast, silent expanse of space. America was locked in a monumental race against the Soviet Union, a competition to be the first to reach the moon. This was the Cold War's most ambitious theater, a technological and ideological showdown known as the space race. For Neil Armstrong and his fellow astronauts, this was more than just a job, it was a national calling. The training was a grueling ordeal, designed to push human beings to their absolute physical and mental limits. Armstrong, along with Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins, trained intensely, simulating every conceivable aspect of the Apollo 11 mission. They spent countless hours in centrifuges to withstand extreme gravitational forces, practiced docking maneuvers in simulators, and rehearsed lunar landings over and over again. The mission was fraught with peril, a journey into the unknown where a single malfunction or miscalculation could have catastrophic consequences. The risk was not a distant, abstract concept. It was a palpable reality they lived with every single day. The world had already witnessed space-related tragedies, and the Apollo program itself had suffered the devastating loss of the Apollo 1 crew in a launchpad fire. Despite the immense pressure and the ever-present danger, Armstrong's determination never wavered. His calm demeanor and the engineering mindset were his greatest assets, allowing him to focus on the intricate details of the mission, confident in his training and the capabilities of the thousands of people working behind the scenes. His quiet resolve became a source of strength for the entire team, a steady hand guiding them toward their lunar objective. He was the commander, and his focus was absolute. On the historic day of July 20, 1969, the world held its breath. Hundreds of millions of people were glued to their television and the radio sets, their collective consciousness focused on a single point of light in the night sky. After a tense descent, the Apollo 11 lunar module, nicknamed the Eagle, finally landed on the moon's Sea of Tranquility. The first human-made vehicle had touched down on another celestial body. A few hours later, the hatch opened, and Neil Armstrong began his careful descent down the ladder. As he stepped off the final rung and planted his boot onto the fine, powdery lunar surface, he spoke the now immortal words that would be etched into the annals of history forever, that is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. In that single, poetic sentence, he captured the profound significance of the moment, not just for himself or his country, but for the entire human species. It was a declaration that humanity had transcended its terrestrial confines, a testament to what could be achieved when science, ingenuity, and courage converge. The black and the white, grainy images broadcast back to Earth were mesmerizing, showing a human figure moving in the low lunar gravity, as seen once confined to the realm of science fiction. That singular moment, a footprint left in the ancient lunar dust, became a powerful and enduring symbol of human courage, scientific progress, and the global unity. For a brief, shining period, The divisions and the conflicts that so often characterized life on Earth seemed to fade away, replaced by a shared sense of wonder and the achievement. People from all corners of the globe looked up at the same moon and felt a connection, a sense that they were all part of this incredible human adventure. Armstrong and Aldrin spent over 2 hours on the lunar surface, conducting experiments, collecting rock samples, and planting the American flag. Upon his return to Earth, Neil Armstrong was welcomed as a global hero, a figure of immense historical importance. Parades were held in his honor, and he was celebrated by kings, queens, and the presidents. Yet, through it all, he remained remarkably humble, a quiet and private man who shied away from the spotlight. He never saw himself as a solitary hero but as a representative of a massive collaborative effort. He consistently and firmly reminded others that the moon landing was not his achievement alone. Armstrong always emphasized that great achievements, like the Apollo program, are the result of the tireless dedication and the perseverance of a vast team. He pointed to the 400 scientists, engineers, technicians, and the support staff who worked behind the scenes, each playing a critical role in making the impossible possible. His legacy is not just that of the first man on the moon, but also of a leader who understood and championed the power of teamwork and the quiet, steadfast pursuit of a monumental goal.